time, I promise. I'm not blowing up your phones no more. We're going back to vertical just because I've got to rig the phone up with electrical tape. So give me 1 second. We'll get you guys in shape here. Wrong way. That way. Back finger. The other way. Hold on. There we go. Oops, stop doing that. There she be. Stick a little shim in behind it. There we go. Yeah, 35 people. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. Todd Adams, how you doing, buddy? Boy, I missed talking to you. Oh, I didn't catch the beginning of chat, but judging by the size of those pieces, you're making killing. Bundles for sale the way they are. They wrap them up in a poly. I sell them at a couple stores, and then campgrounds. People use them. Right now, I got a guy living up in a camper from Vermont because of how bad the crime is and everything up there. He's been buying bundles all winter long just to heat his camper. But this is the little bit of bundle storage we've got going on just at home. This basically feeds the one store that I have up the road, and then the bins out front. So there's a face cord, 6-month-old. That's all ash, and then this is all ash. But one of these crates that I just filled up is a half a face cord, so that crate will go on top of this ash because this was just split 2 weeks ago or so. But I fill one up, I put it here on the ground, and then when my son gets off the bus, he comes out, stacks it up if he wants to have a half hour or so of video games, you know. So that's kind of keeping me, it's getting me back into the shape, more or less, after the pneumonia garbage. And then, like I said on the previous stream, I think it was like 5 minutes, but I couldn't have, I didn't have picture on my end, so I didn't know if it was recorded. But we just had a little baby girl 2 weeks ago. So between the pneumonia taking me out for just about 2 months, and then 3 weeks ago, I finally started getting back on my feet, getting back in the woods. I went out, ran skidder for John for 5 hours. And then last week on Monday, I went out and ran this feller buncher for 10 hours. And Monday night, my wife went into labor, and so this is the first day really back at it. Last Saturday, I went out with the dump truck, the tractor, and I brought a load of firewood poles down to the processor. But with me being out of the woods for over 2 months now, not running that processor, all the chips and everything ended up freezing to the machine. So I've got to go down. I got to get a salamander on it, get it kind of thawed out. And I've got the tractor here, and I got to bring that down there and get that IBC tote full of chips out of there. So it's been a battle just freaking walking up the hill. I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm freaking winded. I mean, you know, you run up and down these mountains for freaking 2 years like I have with a chainsaw in my hands, freaking cutting and cutting and cutting, and then you get pneumonia or you get sick or something happens and you got to be out of the work for probably even 2 weeks. It's amazing how fast the body freaking just deteriorates. So, but it's amazing how fast you recover too. So it's one of them things. Catch 22. By the way, I somehow became unsubscribed to you. I did remember that I hadn't seen you in a while and fixed it. One thing is certain, with a splitter, you can sure determine exactly. And that's the nice thing. I've got 2 of these. This is actually my great grandfather's. He bought in the 70s. And I just put a new packing kit gland, the whole 9 yards on it, last spring. And then I picked up an identical one for free on the side of the road, and I stuck these what are they, 5-horse Predators on them, because the old Briggs, anybody knows them carbs on them thing. This is actually running extremely rough too. I'm gonna get some of that what is it, sea foam or something like that, and see if I can't dress up that carb a little bit instead of tearing it apart. But no, she's a slow surgeon. You know, you can really kind of dress up what size you're looking for, and I try to get anywhere between 1 to 2 inches chunks. That way they fit in the bundles correctly. You get the most bang for your buck type of deal. And so far, people have been happy with it. And about 4 to 6 months, it's ready to sell. So it's seasoned, just with it being so small. I do have the regular Firewood 2 out front, you know, for the guy with a camper or whatever. But honestly, he's been buying the bundles up more than he's been buying the regular Firewood triangle type, you know, size pieces. So either way, keeps me busy, keeps the kids busy, keeps everybody kind of moving throughout the winter, and it's fun. I love breaking the wood down. You know, if it was a little bit faster, that would be one thing, but you know, I've also caught my finger quite a few times in it. So, and it's nice to actually have a ow that hurts and then release the deal instead of picking up the little flap of flesh that's missing if it was any faster. So I've actually pinched my finger more in the wood while it was in the crushing or spreading process, and then I stick my fingers in there to try to bust it. And when I do, sometimes I by mistake will come off the cylinder, and that's more or less. I've got quite a few black nails like that, but only once or twice have I had it in the way of that pushing cylinder, and it doesn't care. So, but nonetheless, I wanted to get the old 140 going for my son. That's I'll show you guys this mess I've got going on here. But usually I've got his little trailer, and he's been I restored this with my dad back, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, right about when I got married. And I ended up putting don't mind the mess, I've got engines and everything else. Ended up putting a little 10-horse diesel on it. But it actually, I had the exhaust coming out the side prior, and it laid down on that solenoid, and it freaking caught fire and melted the wires, melted the battery. So I got to get a new battery cable, but I just put this new battery in it, and I was hoping the freaking thing would start. That way my son could come home and ride it, but she's not happy enough to do it. So we'll try again. We'll get the salamander out. She doesn't have no glow plugs or grid heater or block heater or nothing. Don't really run them in the wintertime, but that's kind of what's going on here at the RSD small farmyard. We've had some bitter cold the past couple weeks. It's kind of kept me out of the woods as well. And then you get a day like today, 36 degrees. I definitely don't want to be tracking too much in the woods, because although we've had the bitter cold days, we've had these hotter days too that you lose your ground so stinking quick. So just one of them things. But nonetheless, I'm going to I'll probably stack this one up myself and get another load going. That way I can bring this bin down and go get the rest of the chunks and whatnot. But nonetheless, guys, thank you all for watching. And let me know if you guys want to see a little bit more of this, if you don't mind watching it. And I'll kind of keep this type of thing flowing till we are back getting moving again. So God bless you all, and we will see you next time.